everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if it's your first time here, hi, my name is Missa and today I'm going to again be playing with my Tammi times Makeup Revolution or Tammi times Revolution palette. They've dropped the makeup section, haven't they? I've already done a tutorial on this, probably a more in-depth tutorial on this palette. I'll link it up here. But today I got so many requests to play with the kind of blues and things in the palette, so that's what I've done today. I've done another spotlight eye because it's still a look that I struggle with, so I like to practice it a lot, but different colours and I think kind of a different effect. So this is the Tammi palette collaboration with Revolution and it's called the Tropical Paradise palette and it retails for £10. It's on the Revolution Beauty site. I'm not sure if it's yet on Superdrug, but if it's not, it'll be coming soon, but it probably is by now. This is only my second time playing with the palette and I have to say I'm in love with it. It's a really good palette. There's nothing wrong with it. It's good quality, they blend well, they have a lot of pigment as you can see, and it's a really good price point at £10. So if you want to see how I got this eye look, because that's all I film in this video, is just the eye, then please just do keep on watching. So like I said, I got asked to do a lot more looks using this palette because obviously it's pretty affordable and quite easy to get, but I got a lot of requests to do like use the blues and greens and things, so I've actually used the blue, but I think my eye looks quite green. But yeah, today I've only used I think 2 or 3 different shades for this. I've used this like top one here, I think it's called Rich Soil. I've used the blue, which is called Waterfall, this one a pinch, which is called Nutmeg, and then this one which is called Moonlight. So I'm going to pick up that shade Waterfall on my brush, and I also never did this eye on camera because it's just easier to zoom in on to this eye because I have to cross over, you know what I mean. I'm just going to use Waterfall, and you know how I do it, I just pack it on, you know, inner corner to outer corner through my crease. So pigmented, isn't it? It's quite impressive. And then I'm going to take my favourite, well, one of my favourite blending brushes, the A25 by ABH, and dip in a Waterfall and just start to kind of blend the edges of this. Then I'm dipping into that top one there, I think it's called Rich Soil. I've already lost the insert, obviously, showing the names. And I'm just going to blend this out more. I wanted this to be a pretty cool toned look because that's something I never do. And that's one of the kind of cool toned transition shades in the palette. This is on a Morphe brush. This is from the Eye Slay set. It's usually sold out on Beauty Bay, but if it's not, I will link everything obviously down below. But I really recommend that Eye Slay set. I think it's £18 and you get 6 brushes. And they're so good. And they've not shed on me or anything. That's the Rich Soil shade, and I think I've probably blended that out enough, and then I'll go back in with my A25, which I've lost, and back into Waterfall. And just make sure I've blended that up as high as I have on the other eye, which needs to be quite high because it is another spotlight. By the way, of course, I didn't set my eyeshadow base, which was just concealer, which is what I do now because it makes everything pop so much more, especially with like drugstore affordable shadows. I'm just taking Waterfall again and I'm going to pack that on my inner corner and outer corner. So now of course I'm going to throw on this spotlight part of my eye, which is just some concealer. I just do that thing so it, you know, transfers up to the right area. And then curve it off and fill it in. I've got a whole video on how to do this for kind of beginners, so I'll link it up here. It's my like Mitchell recreation one, but I'll just do this quickly off camera because that one explains it all excuse me, much better than I kind of feel I have the energy to describe it all today. So I'll quickly throw this on and then we'll go to like filling it in and blending it. Yeah, see, I've even spent more time on this one and it's much bigger than that one, but what can you do? I'm gonna go into the shade Moonlight. Initially, I'm just gonna take it on my finger and just like pack it on the center. This is actually a white kind of reflect, but over the top of the concealer, which is really kind of blended into the blue below it, so it kind of looks like blue. This color is going green. Like, that's reflecting super green in my opinion. I mean, I like how it looks. It's just not coming off kind of true to color. And then I'm going in with another favorite brush, my ABH-A2, and I am just wetting it on the brush just to make it more pigmented. And I'm just gonna fill in the rest and get right up to that line and make sure that I'm being super neat about it. Then my favourite, I'm doing a cut crease or spotlight eye, and I've got that on my face, is the Nima brush IFA, and I'm gonna go into, first of all, Rich Soil and just blend the edges and start to blend just where the metallic shade hits the deep blue waterfall shade. And then just the IFA brush again and dipping into waterfall and just deepening up the inner corner and blending it into that brown shade. I mean, this palette has no problems with blendability at all. I'm just picking up a tiny bit more of that Moonlight shade and just patting it at the edges so that it blends really seamlessly. Then I'm going to move into the wing, and I only do like a across my lashes wing. I've not extended it out at all, and I'm going to use my BAM Schwing liner, which is definitely like a top favourite. Another favourite that I use just to clean up is my Art Deco High Precision Liquid Liner, which I use to get into the very, very inner corner and just clean up if I make a bit of a mess. So that's a pretty kind of chunky-ish line, and then just to clean it up, I'm using the Art Deco, just it's got such a tiny, tiny, tiny tip that if I've got any kind of bumps or anything in it, this just does it perfectly. And now that that eyeliner's kind of dried, I'm going in with my Barry holographic eyeshadow topper in Supernova. I really should use the blue one, but this look, to me, I just think in person looks a lot more green than it looks blue. So I'm using the green, and I'm just gonna put it on a little tiny brush and wash that over everywhere I put the black eyeliner. And because that is just not enough, it's just not quite enough, I'm going in with my Urban Decay Heavy Metal Liner in Distortion, and I'm going to go over the top of that in a second once it's dry. A couple of layers of it to really build up the glitter. And to finish it off, we need a lash. This is the Doll Beauty Samantha lash. They're quite big and dramatic, but yeah, they're big and dramatic, but I like them. So I'm going to go off camera and put on my base makeup because I'm going to be testing if I had it prepared, I'm going to be testing the Dermacol foundation today for a video, just because I've had actually quite a lot of requests for it and I'm very intrigued to wear it. So I'll come back when like most of my makeup's on and we can just like do our under eyes and then see the kind of finished look, because eyes, like dramatic eyes, always look better when you've got like all your makeup on. So I'll go and do that and then I'll be back. So for my under eye, I'm going to keep it just kind of the same tones we used on the top. It's maybe a bit dark and smoky than I kind of intended it to be, but oh well. So I'm going to use that kind of rich soil shade and then just waterfall and just run those under my eyes. Well, under this eye. I did the other one off camera to kind of see what I wanted to do. I've been asked quite a lot on Instagram, on DMs and on my post that I made, is this better than the Soft Does Nails, or is Soft Does Nails palette better? And honestly, I can't say one is better than the other. What I've been saying is this palette's just a bit more fun, and by that I just mean because it's got the kind of bright gold purples beside the blues and greens, so it just looks a lot more kind of colourful. But there's no kind of difference between the quality that I can see. I think they're really good on both palettes, and you know how much I love my Soft palette. But I definitely love this matte blue in this palette, and I love the matte green. But they do have some similarities as well, but I do think if you want them both, you should get them both, because there's enough difference between them. And then you've just got two really good quality drugstore palettes. So this is just waterfall now. Just kind of packing that on. And then you know me, blue eyeliner on the waterline. Kids, what other colour would I do with this look? On my inner corner, I'm going to mix these two. This one's Moonlight, I can't remember what that one's called. I'm just going to mix them on my brush and put them in my inner corner. That was maybe a bit too much of the gold one. And then lower lash mascara. Okay, so I have finished off my eyes now. I went in with a bit of a wacky lip. This is ABH Insomniac. I put on a nude lip and I was like, God, it's so boring. So I just thought I'd put this one on, and it matches the eyes pretty well. I really do like how the eyes came out, and on my second play with the Tammi palette, it just continues to impress me. That blue has a lot of pigment to it. I really like that rich soil shade that I used to blend it out, and I really like the two like super highlighty shades in the palette. I think they're really pretty, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was in some way helpful, and if you're deliberating buying the palette, I really would recommend it, to be honest. I think it's just as good as the Soft Does Nails palette, with even some kind of cooler, more fruity colours to play with. So thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Bye!